Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I am here today with project number 7. 5, 6, 7, 7. Project number 7. 7. Which means we only have one left in this April 2022 bargain bead box, which is super exciting. So, honestly, I've been loving the projects this far. I really love the plan video. If you didn't see that, I'll link it. I really loved the plan video for this box. I really like this box. This box is like my jam, you know? So I'm just like, oh yeah, we're doing stuff, things and stuff. It's like easy peasy. We're also making some pretty like, you know, easy projects, which is also fun. I did hear that there was some mixed reviews about the box, so I'm hoping that these videos are helpful. If they are, please let a girl know in the comments. All of your comments and your likes are very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get on down to the mat and get started with project number 7. Hello, party people! Here we are down on the mat. We are going to get started with this necklace. This is project number 7. And I have taken the liberty of splitting these into 2 separate cups so they have equal amounts of each. We're using the little green guys and then those really beautiful, like, I don't know what color you want to call that, like sparkly tan color. Love it. So before we get started on beads, if you're hearing things in the background, I'm making packaging for my new kits. So the Cricut's going, I apologize, but we're a working studio. It is what it is. Here we go. We are going to start out with this toggle. So this is going to be a front toggle necklace, and we need to go ahead and punch a hole into this guy right here so we can hang our little charm on there. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on. So this is going to go on this side, this is going to go on the other side. A lot like the last necklace that we did. However, this one has 2 holes in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect some jump rings onto here so that we can that will just be hanging it by 1 hole. That's the idea. Is that going to work? Who knows? So I'm going to get out my manual punch. Now let me say this, in the last video we learned that the handheld punch was not doing so hot with this situation. So you're going to want to use the manual punch because these are a little thicker metal. So first of all, we're going to take our donut, and if you flip it over, you notice on the back, if it was laying the way it was supposed to be on the necklace, these are going to be at about probably 10, 11 o'clock. So we want them to be at 11 o'clock when they're laying this way. Okay, so you kind of got to feel. And then we're going to hang our, we're going to make our hole at 6 o'clock in order to make sure that we got hanging in the right spot. So I'm going to make a little mark on it with a Sharpie so we can try to see. Let me use a metallic pen. Maybe that would be better. I apologize about this lighting, you guys. My lighting isn't very good today because it's really overcast and horrible here in Minnesota with the weather. So I'm just doing my best. So I got my finger on it here. I want it to be at about 11 o'clock. Bring this straight down. We're looking to put that hole right there. So I hope you guys can see that. Little pink dot I made on there. There we go. So I'm going to take my manual punch, and I'm going to use the bigger of the 2 punches. Let me see. Which one is the bigger one? This one. And I'm going to get this lined up and punch on through. This seems like it is lined up pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and spin. You got to hold on to everything here. Feels like we're through. We are through, so I'm going to back it up. And there we go. Looks like I was a smidge off. But it is what it is. There we go. Alright, so I am pretty happy with that. Now all we gotta do is we're gonna take our, I gotta get my bronze jump rings here, and I am going to I need the other box of bronze jump rings. Where'd that go? Here it is. So I'm going to put 2 small circles. These are about 6mm circle jump rings on the back of here to get started with. Okay, so I'm just going to open these up and put these into here, one on each side. And we're just doing this to make it easier for the oval jump rings to hang correctly. Okay, so you want to make sure that those are closed up really good, which it looks like they are, and then we're going to switch into oval jump rings. Now, for this portion, I think I am going to try to use some smaller 6mm oval jump rings, because basically what I want to do here is attach them and I kind of want to bring them to a point so that I can then use one jump ring to hook onto this. So I'm just attaching those. And now let me try a larger one. This is an 8mm, but we'll see how it hangs. Okay. So I just am running through both of those ovals. Let me see. That's gonna work. So it's not gonna work because this is top heavy. So I was hoping that we would be able to get it to lay correctly. I mean, when it's on, it's gonna lay correctly because it's gonna be laying against your skin. But now we have a different situation. So all that to say this, we're going to take these off of here, and I am going to attempt, let's see, where is, I mean, okay, these are pretty heavy duty brass, and I don't think that I'm gonna get them. I'm either gonna have to cut these off, which I don't really want to do. This is a pretty cool component, because otherwise it's gonna flop forward. Alright, so we'll just put this to the side. This is one of the things that happen when you're trying stuff out, when you're just willy-nilly making plans like I do on the fly. They don't always work out. It's fine. So now we have a hole and we have to address that. So now we have to put something in there, something to dangle. Now the only thing I have extra is these 2 little charms right, or these 2 little beads right here. So I guess that's what we will be using. So when in doubt, just play a different game. It's fine. So I'm going to grab up a bronze head pin, ball head pin, and for this one here, I'm just going to wire wrap it. I kind of want to put a piece of metal on the bottom of this just because I don't want it to break. So I kind of want to use a cap or something. I'm digging in the drawer. We're back to designing on the fly over here, people. just a little, bronze bead. I don't know. I just feel like we gotta have that. Alright, so I've got 2 for that. Alright, so we're just gonna wind these up. No worries. Oh, I just heard a noise. You guys, it's raining outside. The cat's down here causing havoc. Cricket machine's going off. We're gonna get ready to go on vacation. It's just like, okay, here we go. Let's tuck that in. Now, I am going to grab up one of these, this is from our last project, but one of these eye pins, because I don't think I have any bronze wire that's really going to match this. So, I am just going to utilize what they have provided. And I'm just going to attach right on here. Easy peasy. And then I think what I'll do in order to tie this all in together is I am going to put this other bead on there. Well, you know, maybe I don't use this other large one because I kind of feel like I gotta tie this together. So I'm gonna snag up one of each of these beads, and I'm going to remove the other 2 from my other side of my necklace because these will not be usable at that point. But I think this is going to at the very least tie this in. So now I'm going to do just a simple loop, and I'm going to make a pretty big one to see if I can't get into this. If not, we might have to use a jump ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the very end of this, so I shouldn't be able to feel anything on the other side, and I'm going to roll and move it. You probably won't get it the first time. You're not really supposed to. So it looks like a little loop. Then I'm going to come in with my chain nose right above there, and I am going to bend it up to make it look like a lollipop. So that's what I got. I might have to straighten this loop out a little bit. Ooh, now I popped it open. There we go. Alright, so I am going to utilize a small jump ring. You could probably hook right onto there, but I want it to be able to move freely so it'll have less options to come apart. So I am going to just hook on here and then hook into this hole that we've created. Make sure that's closed up nice and good. And there we go. So our little guy did not work out, but it is what it is. We must soldier on. I'm liking where this is headed. And then we're going to get started on the beading portion. Alrighty, party people, here we go. We're going to get our components set up now that we have our little pendant together here. And we're going to do this the same way that we did when we did the other one, the other little component we were trying to use, but didn't work out. So we're going to put 2 round jump rings on here. and also 2 round jump rings on the back of this toggle. Now this is up to you. I am doing it because I'm gonna have to pull this male part of the toggle through the female part in order to get it to actually function as a toggle. And I want to give it enough room by utilizing jump rings to build it up some so that it can in fact function the way that it's supposed to without running into my beads. So I'm going to build up here by adding on a couple of oval jump rings. And this is completely a choice. You could just take your beading wire and run through, you know, both of these components and save yourself a little bit of time. I'm going to put on a few more here. Oop. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Well, I think I'm going to go one more set of ovals. Oh, these two got closed on each other for some reason. I probably was not paying attention when I put them on. We'll fix that up. Okay, and then once I get these others on here, we're going to bring them together with one jump ring. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This has got to come through here like so to be a toggle clasp. And it's a pretty wide toggle, so you can see these are barely sticking out the side. So I don't want to put my beads right there because there's a possibility that, number one, the bead can get smushed, broken by running into this metal, but also it could prevent the toggle from closing. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with my pattern on my beads, and you know, I don't want that to affect my pattern on my beads. As an example, like, you could just use smaller beads in the towards the end here so that you wouldn't have to worry about this, but that was not really my plan. My plan was to do color blocking with the large ones more towards the front, so I don't want those to get jammed up in here, so that's what we're doing. So now we have this one ready to go. So I have just brought all that together by putting one toggle, or I'm sorry, one oval onto those other two toggles. So now I'm just working with the one on that side. And I'm going to do the same over here. Now, once we get this all together, then we can start our beading portion. And we will be good to go. So I'm just going to add, oh, this one isn't closed up all the way. I'm just going to add one oval to this side. And one oval to the other side. And then one to bring them to all together. Alright, so now when we start our beading cords, we're just going to hook into that one oval jump ring. Okay, so let's get that going. Today I'm going to be using 19 strand beadalon. This is just stringing wire. And I'm not really going to need that much because we're going to end up doing this side and this side separately. So I'm just going to grab up about, oop, dropped it on the floor. Even, this is even too much for, let's cut this in half. Okay. So let me see how much I got. I've got about 11 inches for each side. Oh, you guys. So, Mr. Bunsen escaped out the door, and I had to go running after him in the rain. And now I'm just like, oh, please don't let me get sick. So I am going to be using a wire guardian for this. And some bead covers in bronze. That's an actual bead. That's not going to help us. These two are stuck together. Here we go. Perfect. So, first things first, we're going to get a hold on this side. And we're going to get a hold of this jump ring. And we're going to put on our wire guardian. So you guys can see me okay. I'm putting on the wire guardian. And then once I got my wire guardian on, I'm going to put on my my oval jump ring. So you can see there, I have just put on my wire guardian onto my oval jump ring. And then, I was afraid that was going to happen. I was trying to show you my bead fell off. So then I put on my crimp bead. And bring that down here. Put that on both tails. Okay, we're going to do some crimping. Let me zoom in. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay. Oh, okay. So you can see here, I'm in the wrong jump ring. This is not the correct jump ring that I should be in. So, we're going to do that again. Okay, so I'm going to get a hold of the correct jump ring and put my wire guardian on there like so. So this is what I have. Then I'm going to go with my crimp bead. And put both tails of the crimp, or both tails of the wire in there. And then we're going to crimp it up, making sure that nothing is twisted. And we're going to go into the first notch closest to me. Then we're going to spin and roll and get that nice crimp. Everything looks good there on the pull test. Then we're going to go ahead and load up our chain nose with our bead cover. And we're just going to put that on there. Make sure that's all straightened up. everything looks good to go here. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to put on one side of the beading. Let's just get all this other business out of here. So now my idea here is to go with these cream colored beads first. Move this up a little bit. And I'm going to put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beads on there. Just making sure my tail's going in there, which it is. 10, 11, 12, 13, and then I'm going to start sprinkling some green. 13 and then a green. 14 and then a green. 15 and then a green. 16 and then all the rest of the green. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm going to connect this straight onto my chain that I have here. And I am going to use a wire guardian to do this. So I'm going to put on first my crimp bead, then my wire guardian, now before I do anything else, once I have the wire guardian on, I'm then going to string it through this part of the chain. Make sure that chain goes up and onto the wire guardian, like so. And then I'm going to run this tail back down through the bead, the crimp bead, and one of the crystals. And then I'm just going to pull it so it is pretty tight. I don't want it to be super tight because I want my crystals to be able to move a little bit, so they're not so tight that they're going to break. But also I want them to be loose enough that they can move around and have a little breathing room should they be bent or something like that. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to crimp this. And then I'm going to spin it. Everything looks good there. And before I put on my bead cover, I'm going to trim the tail. Now I can turn this sideways and put on my second bead cover. And we are almost done with our necklace. So now the other side of this is going to be the exact same length. So let me zoom you out. We got to do some measuring. So this is going to go in here like so. Okay. So this is going to measure 6 1/4 inches. So 6 1/4 and 6 1/4 is 12, well that's a half, and then 12 1/2. So we got 12 and a half. And we want to have about, I'm going to say 20 inches on this one, make it a little longer than 18, 20, right? So let's just go in the middle and make it 19. So if we got 12 and a half inches, we need a half, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 inches of chain. Do we have 7 inches on here? We sure do. We should probably start measuring from the end that's actually connected. Okay. So we're going to cut this off. We're going to cut right here at 7 inches. Because we don't need that. This is supposed to give us 19 inches of beading. Or 19 inches of necklace, excuse me. So now what we're going to do is we are going to create the same situation for this side. So in order to do that, we're going to switch to the other side. We got to get some more Warrior Guardians. I know, you're like, Randy, it's upside down and backwards, and it's got holes in it, and it's going all kinds of ways. It's fine. Don't worry. You could start the front, the back, the upside down. You're going to be fine. You're good at this. No worries. So, I'm going to get this horseshoe on here. I call it a horseshoe. It's a Warrior Guardian. And then I'm going to attach this to this other jump ring. Make sure it's on the right one, which it is. And then I'm going to get a crimp bead. And then we're going to come in here with the crimping. Make sure that's up there. Okay. All right, pull test looks good. We need a bead cover. These are 3mm bead covers, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. These came from Thunderhorse Descendant website. Alrighty. Now all we got to do is create the same pattern on this side. So, 1, all right, so now what we should have is a 19-inch necklace from the top. Well, I should probably 20 with these extra jump rings on there. From the top of the chain to the pendant. Okay, so I'm going to measure it. So I'm going to say with the jump ring is going to be about 20 inches. That is centimeters. There we go. Okay. 20 on the dot. Down to the toggle clasp. So, we did pretty good there. So now when you go to put this on, this is all going to be in the back of the neck. And instead of it being 18, it's going to be 20. Some people enjoy that a little more. It's not so close up to their neck. And then this guy is just going to go through there like that. You got yourself a front toggle little necklace. And the thing I like about these is that this is when it is hanging, Okay, since we've punched the hole, you know, this is hanging, this is always going to be in the middle because we punched a hole in it, so it has nowhere else to go. It's got to stay in the middle. And then you still got your chain and you got your little beads. So I think that's pretty dang snazzy if you ask me. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I will get you some photos, of course. If you are, please make sure to like this video, make a comment. All those things are very helpful to my channel in being successful. And we invite anybody who is participating in Bargain Bead Box to come to Thunderhorse Descendant Facebook group. Join our group. It has a blue and a pink banner. You're going to know it's the group because it says Thunderhorse Descendant group, and you can share pictures of your creations, of your Bargain Bead Box, or just what's on your mat, those types of things. And we would love to see what you are working on with your Bargain Bead Box. So come on over to the group, post your photos, even if you're new. Everybody is welcome. And just put, you know, this is what I made with my Bargain Bead Box, or this is what's on my mat today. We have a very nice community there, and we invite all kinds of creativity over in that group. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have one more project number 8, so that one will be coming. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.